Morning. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. How's it going?
Who's that behind you?
That is Maud Sharon, Canadian gold medalist in women's weightlifting.
What weight class?
64, 67 kilos, I think, something like that.
And is that the weight? Is that the weight of the weightlifter or?
Yeah, I think so. So she lift the gold medal lift was 131 kilos, I think. So more than or around double her weight.
My God, that's crazy. And you heard the controversy of the New Zealander dude who's now performing in women's weightlifting.
Oh, the
Lauren,
transgender
yeah,
athlete. Yeah, I think she competes on Monday.
she already took golds.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, she already set new records.
Oh,
Shock.
I'm shocked. I was
shocker. Do you know that? Sorry, I saw a segment. Which is why I'm now impartial to this. I saw a segment about the fact that at the age of 18, at that time, he set the junior state or country record at that time.
Yeah.
In fact, he was a he for the good 35 or 33 years of his life.
Yeah.
At which point in time, and he's now 42, I think one of the oldest athletes playing in the Olympics, which is not going to stop him from winning everything.
Yeah.
Him, her.
Yeah. And, hey, I mean, be who you are, but I don't think anyone has a right to compete in the Olympics. I mean, it's not. I don't.
Anyone has the right to compete in the Olympics. Is that what you're saying?
No, I said I don't think everyone has a right to compete in the Olympics. Like it's not about having the right to compete. I mean, if you want to have
this is nothing about the right to compete.
If you want to have transgendered competitive athletics, then have a new class
precisely
for transgendered athletes.
Yeah, precisely.
And they compete against each other.
Precisely.
It's not fair to all the as a father of a young girl.
Yeah.
The idea that she would have to compete with biological males is craziness.
Yeah. I can send you one, I will send you one satirical video on the subject. It's just, you would think that, I mean, actually, you know what, I don't know how to react to this, but but you would think that the IOC is not made up of stupid people, although some of the decisions that they make actually speak to the contrary. Yeah, however, where was this?
It doesn't really affect my life, so I don't know if that's a good attitude to have.
You know what? It doesn't. I agree with that. That's a very, very fair statement. The only challenge that I am finding with this is that there are so many things lately that I've been saying that don't affect my life that I'm beginning to believe that
they do.
Well, it's like the not global insanity, but the perplexing things. See, you and I, for all intents and purposes, have already established ourselves. We've gone through the way you and I speak, the way you want to coach people already makes me believe that you know what you stand for, and it's going to take a lot of effort to make sure that you are either duped or made to believe something different.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of people who are going through just the beginning of their life, and they're highly influenced by ideas around them. Yeah. So stats that I've picked up from Sky News Australia, of all places. So the stats is that 99.98% of all people, 99.998% of all people never suffer from any sort of sexual dysphoria or confusion about their gender after birth.
Yeah.
But if you look at the media, it is made to believe, oh, hold on, and before I get into a rant, and another stat, in the US, 20 to 30% of girls between the ages of 12 and 17 believe that they have some sort of gender problem and that they would like their gender reassigned.
Yeah.
So you see the gap between those two.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, the 20 to 30% may be a high stat. Cut it down in half. Yeah. Let's say it's 10 to 15.
Yeah.
But it's normal. Every teenager has always been going with the flow. It's like,
yeah,
just what teenagers do.
Yeah.
So that's why it bothers me. It bothers me because the examples that we're selling to the youth are misleading, and so we're lying to our own children, essentially.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. The it's one of many narratives that the media pushes that is disproportionate to reality.
Fair point. So I sent you one. I believe you'll laugh at that. Well, at least I hope you'll laugh, because if you cry, then that's it.
God help us.
Yeah. And I was gonna go like on a crazy ass, blow your mind type of where is it? Here we go. Copy. Why can I not?
Have you watched much Olympics?
Oh, no. Not unfortunately. I used to be a big fan. So you have two links, right? First one, satire. Second one is the one I watched yesterday, and it was one of those videos that started off, I was kind of like, oh, Jesus, I don't understand what's happening. By the moment I understood what was happening, I rewound back and had to watch it again. It was one of those videos where you kind of look, oh my God, I never thought of this. So,
hey. Sorry, I was just pasting the link into a browsing window so I don't lose it.
So the video that I shared with you, I'm shamelessly, hold on. Let me first ask you, how are you? What happened yesterday?
I'm good.
Okay, moving on.
No, I had a call with my coaching peer from El Paso, Texas.
And
so, well, I'd offered, he'd asked me, I think I told you last week, he'd asked me to look at his website and stuff. Mm-hmm. And then I suggested, let's do a Zoom call, and I can ask him some questions, like an interview style thing.
Yep.
And then I'll record it, and then I'll edit it together and send it to him. Then he can put those videos on his site. So that's the call we had yesterday, which went pretty good, all things considered. I still got some editing to do on that. And then I did my Thursday thought video. That's pretty much all I got done yesterday. I was tired in the afternoon. I had a little hour and a half nap, which was nice. I think the lack of sleep from camping and stuff caught up to me.
The good thing is that you can afford to take an hour nap. Mm-hmm. And no one's going to blink an eye.
Yeah, that was good. But I didn't really do much of any. I didn't get a chance to look up Jarvis or any of the other stuff we talked about yesterday.
Mm-hmm. So that video is a continuation of that subject.
Okay.
I have 12 actually, new tools that video introduced. Well, let's call it 11. So the video is, I'm guessing, I don't know who's leading that channel or what the channel is all about.
Yeah.
But the objective of the video was, how do you write a book?
Yeah.
How do you write and publish your book, let's say on Amazon Kindle? And pretty much with a week to spare, you can be an author. Yeah. In fact, I would argue that you should be an author.
I would agree.
Wow. Reaction is the feedback, the emotional response is just overwhelming. I'll give you a chance to calm down for a second.
Let me collect myself.
Yeah, collect yourself. Fuck you. Yeah, and this person wants to be your coach. How do you feel? I feel I'm dying. Mm-hmm. That's good. What else can you do?
I'm in the face of adversity.
Yeah. Anyway, the point being is, because you have, and by the way, I'm beginning to sense that with all this GP, I think it's GP3, or there might be 3 letters. That is the library of reference that this new version of machine learning is based on.
Yeah.
And it's substantially expanded. It's one of those massive things. This is why how copy.ai, how Jarvis.ai, every other thing is working right now.
Right.
So the thing is, it's doing such a good job of writing that those who are using it are fundamentally using just that. So what this article, the way I landed on this video, it was I was trying to understand that Surfer's SEO.ai and its collaboration. So what these 2 gentlemen are talking about is they're talking about, okay, let's say you want to be an authority or seem to be an authority in a particular field, which is useful in many ways. And I told you about this before. You know that if you have a book on Amazon, just the weight of Amazon's platform, its ranking, if somebody Googles your last name or Greg Fisher or Team UYP and you have a book on Amazon, that's going to come up on the first page.
Yeah.
And that's like, oh shit, he wrote the book. He literally wrote the book on the subject. He must know something. But many people don't know how to write books or have no inclination of writing books because it's time consuming, it requires research, blah, blah, blah. But a lot of research has been done for you. Yeah. And that's kind of the key that they're talking about. But fundamentally, where do you start? Literally, there's a blank page. Where do you start? What are the words that you're putting on the page? Yeah. Okay, forget it. What is the title of your book? And then they're talking about all of the tools that make those questions disappear. They're talking about what is the title that's likely going to be searched by people. Yeah. If there is a title of that book, what are the variations of that title? Then they talk about the keywords and questions that people ask. They talk about how to rank high in Quora. The hack it's one of those things. It's once you know it, it's again, once you know it, you're gonna go like, damn, of course, that is amazing. So they're using little plugins and tools. So there's a plugin that allows you to go to Quora, switch to the questions asked, and then click that Chrome plugin, and it downloads all of the questions into Excel with when they've been posted and how many people answered that question. What's the hack? Pick all the questions that have 0 answers. Yeah. Take that question, put it in Jarvis.ai. You know what's going to happen? It's going to write an answer. It's not going to be extensive, maybe a paragraph, maybe 2 paragraphs. You can expand on it, but that is enough for an answer on Quora. And then you put it in Quora. Guess what your description, title, I don't know, signature is going to look like. Yeah. Greg Fisher. Coach that allows you to reach your potential, calm in the face of adversity, renowned author with a book available on Amazon. Yeah. Fuck. Do you know why answering a question that nobody else answers is valuable? Because you're number 1. Yeah. You're number 1 on that answer. You're the first thing that people are going to see when they're going to go through the same thing. It's just how you answer. You don't have to know the answer. You just pick a topic, and within that topic, you begin answering and let the AI do the research for you, essentially. Yeah. Funny enough, it's all brand new content. It's not plagiarized. You will not find it elsewhere in the world. This is you. Well, technically, computer. Yeah. So you start going through this. Okay, good. So now you'll be starting to build your authority. God damn you, Logitech. Okay, let's say I'm using a filter. So for you know your topic. Let's say you even know the title of your book. What's the structure of your book? What's your opening paragraph? Like, what are you gonna give your AI assistant to go off of?
Yeah.
Sorry, man. This really bothers me.
It just adjusted back.
Adjusted back. Okay. There's a setting for auto. So Zoom is using Logitech's hardware and software, and Logitech's software sometimes conflicts with all of these applications, which is why anyway, here's the thing. Remember I told you about Amazon and being able to see the table of contents for any book?
Yeah.
And usually being able to read the first kind of intro paragraph?
Yeah.
That's pretty much all you need.
Yeah.
WikiHow is a good source of all of that stuff. And then I'm not going to go, you need to watch the video. It is an hour long. The 45 minutes of content is well worth it. The gentleman who's actually showing these tools is going at a massively fast clip, which is why, like, first, it makes absolutely no sense what they're talking about. And then you rewind back and you kind of go like, oh my God, I never knew this existed. Yeah. So essentially, they're telling you where to get the outline, what your structure of the book should be, how you should divide it, and then where to get those entry paragraphs, how to ask the AI to rewrite those entry-level paragraphs, and then how to start building the long-form content on it. Obviously, your book is not going to be as good as somebody else's, but does it need to be?
Yeah.
No, it needs to build authority. That's the thing. They're talking about maybe you build series of books. So it's not one 300 or 500 page book. No, maybe it's a 100-page book.
Yeah.
Part 1, very practical advice on leadership for teams, which leads to part 2. Amazon apparently right now allows you to subscribe to books.
Yeah. So
people publish it, and you get the next version. There are apps that allow you to understand what Amazon. It's a paid plugin. It scrapes Amazon and allows you to know what's happening on the platform, which products to sell, affiliate market for. It's like gives you stats. It's not the back end, obviously, because that would never happen. Amazon never shares the data. But they do it. Not only that, they talk about how in preparing the book, you can convert it into podcast, videos, everything we talked about, everything that we don't do. But one caveat, it is pragmatically focused for highest ranking in searches. So this is not random text, and it might not be written as the perfect free-flowing prose, but it'll rank. It'll bloody rank. So there are other tools that mimic Surfer SEO.ai. They do almost the same thing. So Surfer's claim to fame is they've took everything that's happening and put it into one platform, allowing you to just stick to that one platform. So what I'm doing right now, oh yes, and in the process, I picked out a wonderful, such an easy, and I've tried many of these tools, such an easy to use scraping tool. So today, God willing, I'm going to be launching a clone of a business for sale website.
Nice.
I have all of the listings in my Excel file. And I have how many of them? See this?
Yeah.
It's so nice to work in Excel. I have 191 and I have, there was a one glitch and I think I have another 60 in a different one. Look at this, everything. And I found out a plugin and a theme for WordPress that allows you to create a classified directory and monetize it.
Yeah.
And because it's WordPress, I'm going to build a blog on buy, sell businesses. And then I'm going to subscribe. Well, at least that's the plan. I'm trying to run the numbers in terms of a budget. I'm trying to be more, how should they say it? Business focused with this endeavor, because this is really about two things: selling services, and I need to identify those services, which is kind of the long lead into the conversation that I wanted to have with you. Yeah. And so I want to attract listings. I want to have people list, and I want to have people, and I will try to rank. This is kind of the test. It'll cost me $100-$200 a month to subscribe to both Jarvis.ai, maybe more, about $250 a month to subscribe to both Conversion.ai. But I can get away with I think a trial on Surfer SEO.
Yeah.
So I have a month to generate content. And the only thing that's holding me back is I know I'm going to go camping next week, and then I'm going to go on into the cottage 2 weeks after. So I'm just trying to make sure that I'm using the investment wisely, and I'm not losing the trial. But the thought is, if it's true, and the only way to test it is the only way to know is to use it.
Yeah.
If it's true that I can write high-ranking articles using AI, knowing what to write, then Surfer SEO, I go in and I plug in something like how to sell a business or how to buy a business. It'll give me clusters on that topic. Each one of those clusters turns into a long form article, which creates the basis of my blog, being published every single week. If it's true, then my website is going to rank very high.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I don't know. My mind's a little bit blown, to be honest.
Well, because it goes. I mean, so I want to use it as an experiment before just jumping head in, because I am immediately thinking, if this is true, if you can indeed play to what Google wants you to do, like you're giving a manual of what you need to rank high organically.
Yeah.
But Natalie's business should not wait. Natalie's business is even easier because a lot of her articles, if you know the subject, the intro lines, the beginning, the jump off point for AI to start writing off is available in PLR mode.
Yeah.
Remember I told you I downloaded 500 different articles, rinky dinky 400-word articles, which are so.
Yeah.
I can blow them up to be 5,000-word articles in a matter of a couple of hours and just playing with AI.
Makes me wonder how much stuff on PLR is actually AI generated.
That is a brilliant thought. Wait, hold on. That is a brilliant thought. I would imagine a lot, but then I'm pausing to think, why am I not doing it?
Yeah. It wouldn't surprise me, given everything you've just said and all the content that they create.
Well, hold on. This technology is probably maximum a year old, and the refinements just came this year. So this version of assisted writing has not been around for more than a year.
Yeah.
Let me just take a look. I'm not sharing, am I? No. It's GPT-3. Holy shit. I'm just trying to see when, so GPT-3 in Wiki. Open.ai, blah, blah, blah. Initial release in beta was June 11th, 2020.
Yeah.
So, buddy, this is a year old only. So, like,
you know, that date that's gonna go down in history is the date when Skynet started.
Yeah, humanity's died. But that's but you're absolutely right. Why wouldn't we create content, PLR content?
Yeah. Well, if you think about everything you said, you could create some kind of PLR site focused on answering all those questions that you scrape that have 0 responses.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I'm just thinking how to put all the dots together.
Yeah, I haven't thought about this, but I wrote this down. On the surface, it sounds like you can create very high quality content, published kind of like what that PLR site that I'm Unstoppable PLR, like they publish very good content.
Yeah.
Extensive content that you can use. There's only one question, that the more people get wind of this.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. You need a subscription to this. And the subscription is not cheap.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like my subscription to Unstoppable PLR was like $39.99. And I had access, like I had 4 credits.
Yeah.
And I could download anything that I wanted to within those 4 credits. Like 2 credits was for the premium package.
Yeah. But think about like, I'm just thinking out loud now, but like, if you think about like your nutritionist segment, my coaching peer segment, real estate segment, I don't know, like you can come up with a bunch of things that we've already dabbled in. Everyone working in all those fields is constantly looking for content.
Yes.
So it's almost, I just am envisioning like, you know, you're a PLR thing that targets those audiences, and they can subscribe or buy ad hoc, or I don't know how you do it, but articles, all kinds of stuff, I guess, like whatever you generate.
Yeah, you could actually, and you could make it. You could also put a scarcity play into this. So one of the things that the problem with PLR when you buy it is you don't know how many other people have already bought it.
Yeah.
And who's been scrupulous or unscrupulous enough to change it.
Yeah.
So some of the PLR sites that I've seen on some of the subjects, what they do is they tell you when it was released, and they tell you how many copies let's say they allow 1,000 sales. So each copy is, I don't know, $17.
Yeah. And
they allow 1,000 sales.
Yeah.
And that's how they control and create value for their members, which means you could do that. Yeah. Yeah, you could definitely do that.
I'm wondering if is there an opportunity in this gap, in the space between getting raw PLR and customizing it for your own business, right? So I know it's not difficult. Like when you think about the, I forget the name of the tool you were using to put like your own logos and images and things, but like, yeah, there's a huge segment of the population that can easily do that all themselves. But there's a much bigger segment of the population, I think, that's even too techy.
Yeah.
That, like, I think of your neighbor, right? Like if he's,
it's not too techy. There's a certain segment of population that would never be excited by the things that you and I find exciting.
Yeah. But if
videos, playing around,
you want content for your blog, your website, yeah. Okay, here it is in its raw form. You still have to manipulate it, but here for this price, you know, you can give us your font, your logo, whatever it is that's consistent with your branding, and you can get the content tailored to your
the smart
brand.
mock-ups done for you,
Yeah,
all of that stuff.
exactly.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and
then,
that can be just a different tier of subscription.
yeah, and then I'm just thinking this out loud. Then you go one step further, and you say, for another fee, we'll actually schedule all your posts for you.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you go out to the Philippines, and for $6 an hour, you hire a person who does all of the like rinky-dinky modifications.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure people are already doing stuff like that, but
Well, have you seen it?
Well, I don't know. I mean, that's
But that's the
we
thing.
may have seen, we may be seeing it every day.
Well,
you want to hear one funny thing of something that I did see yesterday in my Instagram feed?
Mm-hmm.
Was an ad for that tequila that you were looking at yesterday on that distillery website.
Don Julio.
Yeah. So I never looked at that. Like, it was only on this channel. I suppose I did post the video in my YouTube, so I don't know if that somewhere, but it's like, wait a minute, because I never actually talked or looked at that on my own stuff, and all of a sudden I'm getting ads for this. Yeah. And I just find it funny because I've never bought tequila. I don't drink tequila. And the only time it came up was yesterday. And all of a sudden I've got an ad.
How close is your phone to your computer?
My cell phone?
Yeah.
This cell phone?
Yeah, that cell phone. I mean, it's an Apple, so I might have more trust in Apple, but come on, who am I kidding? Do you have Chrome installed on it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, the nuance of the fact that people still believe that their devices are not listening when they're not asking them to listen is a myth, and it's been disproven so many times. Yeah. In fact, none of the assistants, not Siri, not Android Assistant, not what is it? Who else is there? Like Microsoft
Cortana.
Yeah, none of them can function without constantly picking up sounds. Yeah. That's why they will not know when you're saying things. So when people say, "Oh yeah, no, it's not listening. I didn't say the magic word," you're naive. It's just that level of naivete is just so. On the one hand, it's so cute, and on the other hand, so disarming in its stupidity that it is listening to you. It cannot function otherwise.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it is being used in ads. Sometimes, like the fact that you've never drank tequila, so it means that the processing of our conversation was in absence of like a full view of you as a customer.
Yeah.
I've had many of my like friends and fellow neighbors like talk about having oddball conversations only to be served ads on the subject afterwards.
Yeah. Interesting.
But it's just the nature of the world. Hold on. Yeah. So one, I never thought about what you said, but now that I'm processing it, I am seeing a potential there. Mm-hmm. I am definitely seeing a potential in creating a custom PLR package. But let's just park that for a minute because it's a very, very interesting thought. But then going back to your coaching is one, a perfectly evergreen field. Yeah. It does not have technical like, for example, if you were to create a website on technology, because I was immediately going, I want to do this niche about speakers and headphones.
Yeah.
But that technology changes all the time. So you can't do a comparison site and then just leave it.
Yeah.
Doing a leadership article, it's always going to be a leadership article.
Yeah.
So you can create an environment where Team UYP organically lifts to the top of Google ranking because you've covered all of the subjects that people find most attractive.
Yeah.
And again, for folks that might be watching this and trying to learn from this exciting adventure, what you're seeing right now is Greg's expression. That's expression of incredible excitement and desire to conquer the world. Don't mistake that for complete.
It's deep contemplating.
Deep contemplation. Yeah, exactly. Which is why he's using animated figurines instead of himself.
That's right. I used to say a cardboard cutout of me would suffice. Like people wouldn't know the difference.
Well, that's the other thing. There are actually, I'm finding more and more tools. There was one application which I should write all of this down because you never find it afterwards. They have, I think, 10 or 12 different voices that do essentially overdub.
Yeah.
So it's fantastic. And it's good professional male, female voices. So you can create, if you think about it, if you wanted to create an aura of a consulting business, you can technically create an impression that you have an office with 10 staff.
Yeah.
Never having an office with 10 staff. Basically, so why am I excited about this? Why this kind of got my gears going is, so the investment that's required is really, the investment that's required is really, let's say, $250 Canadian a month for these two tools for their top versions.
Yeah.
Because the boss mode is what you want. That's the long form writer in Jarvis.ai. Question for you. So I've been looking at hosting options on WordPress, and all of that can be done, but you have an unlimited number of sites that you can build, right? On Kajabi?
I have unlimited pages.
No, pages is not. I'm interested in domains.
No, I'm just looking at one on the package I'm on is one website.
Oh, okay. So that's not very much different.
No.
That's okay.
And even if I go to the pro package, it's only 3 websites.
Yeah. Well, I'm also looking at my hosting, so I'm probably going to have to go to another website. So I'm using 2. I have 1 domain plus 2 add-on domains. So I'm using all 3 of them right now, but I'm going to kill Nutrition Business because that's that's gone.
But the Profitable Nutritionist? Is that
the Profitable Nutritionist never got its own domain. It was supposed to live on Solo Business.
I see.
But the reason is I need to buy a domain, because one of the things in SEO is if you have your keywords. So, and if you buy this ahead of me, I am going to murder you because I know where you live. What do you think about this? Share screen.
You'll have to blur this out.
Huh?
You'll have to blur it out on your editing.
You know what? If I'm going to buy this, I'm going to buy this today.
All right.
And if I can't get it, so be it. I'm going to get an order. But booyah, motherfucker.
Nice.
So the point is, if you can have your domain name with the keywords that you're trying to rank for, it's added bonus in terms of your score. Which is why you never want to have a domain like I've done on Solo Business, which is an aggregation of all sorts of different stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, that goes for you too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when we started, getting organic traffic was never even a contemplation. So.
No, it wasn't. No, we shouldn't be apologizing. I mean, you live and learn, but it's just interesting. It's just interesting how, how this, it's just interesting.
All right. Well, I'll watch this video today. Did you come across any questions yet that you're looking at, or are you just going to focus on your business listing page
for Quora?
Yeah.
No, I haven't done it. I was just looking. I was just absorbing some of the stuff that that they were showing. It blew my mind, just maybe in the same way when I first saw what Camtasia could do. It's just the ease with which you could do certain things.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. It's interesting that it did not come across. It's fantastic. It's one of those good videos where you learn more than you expected for.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I'll definitely give it a watch. And I'll try to get the excitement level up for Monday. Or are we doing a call on Monday? Monday's a long weekend.
I don't think I think I'm not going anywhere. So tentatively, yes.
Okay. If something changes, let me know.
Yeah.
And then we'll just do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
Are you back the following Monday?
I'm back. Yes, I think I'm back on a Sunday, I believe.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Cool. Anyway, but hold on. Before we sign off, and I know it's 9:47 already. Here's the question I did want to ask you is, so what are your thoughts on what kind of services could a company offer alongside a listing, a classifieds directory for new businesses or for buying and selling businesses?
I don't know. I mean, I suppose you want to target either the buyer or the seller. So, I mean, for the buyer, it would be stuff around getting your business started on the right foot.
Mm-hmm.
Starting, you could talk about business culture, leadership, different structures or mechanisms in place, technology. And
you could actually do you could do affiliate links for like accounting software.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff like that. How to borrow money. And then for the seller, I don't know, maybe it's how to make your business attractive. I don't know. I'm just thinking about it in the context of like if you use real estate as a metaphor, right? Like when you're selling your home, there's certain things, like I got a whole course about the stuff you would do to get your home ready. Yep. There's got to be an equivalent of that to how do you get your business ready for sale.
Yeah, what I'm thinking is I need to first see if it works.
Yeah.
And then solicit and look at other, because it would be great if you could create a funnel of selling a course.
Yeah.
Like do a JV with somebody who's doing something about new businesses.
Yeah.
And there's not a problem to do something like that.
Yeah. I'm just thinking too, like, I mean, the audience that's going there to buy businesses,
mm-hmm.
certainly some of them would be going there specifically to look for specific businesses, but some people are just going like, I just know I just want to get into business. So is there, how to start your own business, how to start an online business. Like there might be, that's a warmed up audience for new business ideas. I mean, ultimately they're going on there to figure out, how do I make money? And one way is to buy an existing business.
Yep.
I don't know.
But what I'm thinking is either of these ideas, coaching, real estate, all of that stuff, all of those ideas have a model around them that's very much replicable.
Yeah.
And this is kind of going back to the ideal of what you said in the beginning, is neither you or I wanted to be hands-on involved.
Yeah.
Neither you or I wanted to do these beta tests or coaching calls or whatnot. We wanted to set something up and then have it sell.
Yeah.
That's the ideal. And what I'm seeing is, because this is not something that requires, to me, niches stop being, oh, I like this, I'm interested in this. Sure, it's good to be interested in that, but you don't have to be nearly the expert that you need, because the process behind the scenes is what's happening is it's repetitive, replicable. And all I need to do to verify is whether or not it works.
Yeah. How will you know?
Try.
Like if you set up the business listing, you'll just know based on traffic you're getting.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Look, I'm gonna be launching a brand new domain, brand new fresh website, and I'm trying to minimize the investment that I'm making and the cost. So I found a template and for WordPress. So I'm gonna tighten it up as much as I can. That's why I'm trying to run the numbers, but I'm gonna give myself a runway of, let's say, a couple of months, and just gonna be. I'll create a data studio dashboard just to make sure that I'm monitoring traffic religiously every morning.
Yeah.
And just seeing what's happening. Because if it does play into what Google's search wants you to provide to the audience, they're saying that, I told you, results that they're quoting are seem improbable. Let's put it this way.
Yeah.
But the only way to know.
Unfathomable.
Huh?
Unfathomable.
Yeah. So hold on. Here's what I also want to ask you. Want to jump into this game, or are you still insisting on continuing down the path that you need to go? Oh, hold on. But you have Joanne's already business, so you're already tied up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't preclude me from doing more stuff.
One thing that I liked about, although I ended up doing most of the work on the technical side of the app, it still was hugely beneficial to be able to review all of the steps every morning.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, we can do it. Regardless of my level of involvement, we can still do that.
By the way, we did spend some money on both the app you spend the money on, the Zapier. We never squared off our finances.
Yeah. I know I got my MasterCard bill, so we can look at that on Monday if you want.
Yeah. So what I'm saying, what I'm thinking is, try, see if it works, and then we can create properties on different subjects and just create an SOP of how you go about generating content.
Yeah.
and what would be a good, to be able to see what's a good level of content.
Sounds good. I got to watch this video.
You have to watch this video. Yeah. It'll give you a bunch of ideas. At the very least, Greg, there's nothing stopping you from writing a book on coaching in 2022.
That's right. I'm doing it.
But PLR, oh man, how did I not think about that?
All right, I got to run to the boys' room, so let's call. Huh?
Go run to the boys' room
and come back.
Well,
yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I just give me 2 minutes then.
Yeah. Good stuff. It's interesting. It's very interesting.
Oh, did you ever get paid for Canva?
I did not. No, not yet. I have not seen a single dollar.
Oh, because I got charged finally.
By Canva on the Pro plan?
Yeah, $150.
That's a year or a month?
A year.
Oh, it wouldn't make sense for it. That's
yeah,
it. It's like $12 a month, $10 a month.
I think that's what it was. But I used your link because I changed from my one address to the new address and used your link for it. So maybe it waits till after the refund period or something. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Actually, that might be the case. I'll keep an eye out for it. I haven't seen it in any of my dashboards or I've received any communication about it anyway. Yeah. No, I'm just looking for, because there's got to be a promo code that they would use to sell, but I'm not seeing anything. Yeah, so I'm just thinking that it might be beneficial to do that way. Anyway, so here's the thought is maybe there's a video out there that talks about how to identify niches.
Yeah.
In much the same way, in much like programmatic way, rather than just sticking a finger up and seeing what works. My hope is seeing the results, and if the results live up to the hype that people are purporting, then you can set up a number of properties that live in each in its individual niche and do whatever the heck they need to do. The content creation can take up 2 months out of a year. It does require finesse. It does require like just clicking buttons, rereading text, and doing all sorts of stuff. Taking images, if anything, just actually posting it, making sure that like you remember that software I talked about, Missing Letter, that takes your WordPress posts and then feeds them into your social media over the course of a year, like automatically.
Yeah.
So all of that has to be done. But if you can imagine doing it across a couple of things, I'm not even sure why I would need you, but it's just easier when you have help and you have somebody who's doing the same thing, that you can like you bugger off for a while, but you know that somebody's keeping a watchful eye on it.
Yeah.
Again, this is that. It's funny. So if you watch the lull videos, I'm not going to watch those videos, but I remember how it feels to be in a lull. So this is that early haven't tried anything, but still excited about it, exuberance. Like,
Yeah.
it's funny how many times I've been here already over the past 7 months.
Yeah. Well, that's the power of a new idea.
But at least it jives with the original intent of not being hands-on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any thoughts, any immediate thoughts, anything that comes to mind, anything that's similar to the level of goal that's creating PLR?
I don't know if I
put you on the spot.
I'm not sure I understand what you're asking.
Well, what you said about creating PLR, I didn't think about it, but it seems like now that you said it, it feels like, damn, it's on the surface. It's why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah.
But I didn't think about that. Like all of self-help PLR, all of that stuff. Oh, you're frozen. I'm just going to pause this.